on, don't be jealous.
No, that was for Kristen. You can give mine to Brooke, actually.
Well, she has a phone.
Oh, okay. Huh?
What, generator or something? Hey, hey!
50 cents. Everybody who's up there is going to have to be very quiet. You all guys are going to have to be very quiet when you start talking.
Hello? All right, everybody. I want you to know that the ones who did this wall are the Earth Crew, and here they are, everybody. All right, I'm going to introduce the artist that worked on this. Ben from Pomona, he's an Earth Crew member. And we have Luke from Southgate, Earth Crew. And we have Eric D. Montenegro, Black Mountain. Anyway, so they're going to say a couple words about the wall and what it means. And I'd like to speak myself about White Buffalo Catwoman. As you can see her there, she was the one who brought the beautiful gift of the sacred pipe to all the people so that we can sit in a circle without pretensions and we can all elevate ourselves to a higher consciousness. So I'm glad to see that the times of White Buffalo Catwoman are returning.
First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for coming here today. A lot of my homeboys, a lot of my family, friends that I've met, new friends and old friends. And today we're here to gather together, you know. And this has been going on for years and years and ages since the dawn of time. And we've continued it through hip hop. And all I like to say is, it was real good for me to do this wall. I learned a lot. I learned how to work with my brothers here. And I did a lot of research to make sure that all of us, that we all put up the right message. Each and every one of us went out to do what we had to do. Basically, about the wall, it's showing all the native peoples from South America to Alaska, and that have offered gifts to our society, but have never really gotten recognized for it. And it's time we wake up, you know, wake up to what's going on, and continue the cycle. You know, spread the message to the young ones, you know, the elders to the young ones, and hopefully we get that message across. Thanks.
I want to thank everybody for coming here today, and basically what I really want to say is about the wall. Actually, is just giving credit to the indigenous cultures here, not just here in the United States, but like all the western part of the world, you could say, because a lot of stuff that they have gave to us, we haven't given credit for, and stuff. The society itself has never really given credit for like certain medicines that we use today, the shoes that we wear, the clothes. They all come from certain parts of the western part of the world and stuff. And so this mural is like a tribute to the indigenous culture in that sense of bringing awareness of them to us, so that we can all, you know, actually come to an understanding and try to work together to just become more aware of ourselves and of the earth and where we stand, you know, to take care of the earth, because basically that's like where we should get all our stuff from, you know, and like even we produce the same way that the earth produces different stuff for us to use. So I just want to thank everybody for coming here, and thank you very much.
I also would like to thank Tokiwa Foods, Mr. Minagawa, because the moment that we went inside, actually he went inside, yeah, to a chance that they will make the best of themselves. They will create the best in themselves. So we want to thank him personally. He's been very open-hearted to us, and we really feel grateful. This is Ben.
Hi. First, I just want to thank everybody for coming out today. I know the heat kind of tells you to stick around and hold for a while, but I'm glad to see the dedication of all the people out here today. And I'd like to also thank the people for all the cooperation. And I'd also like to thank all of the other artists here from your crew who I know just from personal experience, a lot of dedication, we made this happen. And I just want to spend a little moment on what I might call a sacred coincidence. While a lot of people are celebrating the anniversary for the travels of Columbus, there's another part of that story that hasn't been mentioned very often, and that's what he was given credit of finding, which actually wasn't a lost land at all, and it wasn't a great big frontier. There were people here. There were cultures here. And I don't want to bring any kind of negative air into this. It's a beautiful city, but I just want to let you know that we came out here with a mission, and through hip hop, which is a subculture that no one would even think would be remotely involved in a movement like this, we did bring this out to the streets, and we hope the message stays here. Thanks everybody for coming out. God bless you all.
I'd like to introduce another one of our artists. He worked so hard. Of all the artists, he got here every single day at 8 in the morning and took a bus from way beyond Southgate. And he had the determination that was so inspiring to all of us. So he'd like to say a word.
I would just like to say that I would like to see more young artists like me get into art instead of drugs.
And we have the other artists. We can't introduce them all, but this is the Earth Crew, and I want to thank them. All the Earth Crew volunteers have been working with me literally 24 hours a day for the last 2 weeks. We've been camping out together. Yeah, 2! All right, so anyway, thanks to all of the guys. Next. I'd like to introduce Margot from the Graffiti Arts Coalition. And I'm also a member, and I see another member right there. If she'd like to come up and speak for 30 seconds for K-Ray.
Thank you. I would like to thank Helen for all her wonderful work with you, and I'd like to thank Spark also for their backing of this. And I'm part of the Graffiti Arts Coalition. We're a group of adults and youth that are working together. What we're trying to do is to create places and spaces for our youth to express themselves artistically. We need a place for our youth. They need to speak out. They need to be heard. We need to listen. And people better wake up and listen. And this is a good example, and we hope it continues. If anybody can help us with any more walls, any funding, get in touch with me or Helen or any of our members. Thank you.
Introduce the director of the board of Spark, Armando Duron, and I'd also personally like to thank Spark for the great vision of expanding their program into street artists.
Thank you very much. This is the 43rd mural that Spark has been involved in producing in 4 years. We are very proud of this mural, as we are of all the murals that we help produce, and we're especially proud of this group because of the significance of this kind of art today in Los Angeles. As part of my dedication, instead of giving you a speech, I want to read a poem. First, I'm going to read it in Spanish. It's very short. And then I'm going to tell you who it's by. En la casa de las pinturas comienza a cantar, ensaya el canto, derrama flores, alegra el canto. Libro de pinturas es tu corazón. Has venido a cantar, haces resonar tus tambores. Tú eres el cantor. En el interior de la casa de la primavera, alegras a las gentes. In the houses of paintings, a singing begins, the rehearsal of song, the strewing of flowers, the song gladdens. Book of paintings, your heart, you have come to sing. You make your drums resound. You are the singer. In the interior of the house of spring, you gladden the people. This is part of a poem that was written by a man who died 520 years ago. He was the king of Texcoco. His name was Netzahualcoyotl. Thank you very much.
Okay, and we have a few more speakers, and then right after that, the Chumash Nation will do an ancient dance that hasn't been seen in these parts for many, many years.
Hello, thank you all for being here. I would especially like to thank Helen for working so well with the youth and Spark with their staff. I think this was a lot bigger than everyone planned. Thank you for being here. But more importantly, what is clear is that our youth need access to the system. This wall, this theme via hip-hop artists demonstrates the sensitivity, the range, and the passion that they have for healing LA. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce you to Jim Barinholtz. He has devoted a lifetime to being with Native peoples, and he's been up and down the Americas. He's studied their ways. He speaks several of their languages. He's an official ethnomusicologist, has more than 350 instruments that are pre-Columbian. And he's going to play an instrument, but he's also probably going to give a message that of all of us here is the most radical. But yay, Jim, keep up the good work.
I'd like to begin by playing two native flutes that I have here today. And the first one, to honor the past, to honor the spirit of the ancestors whose bones are this sacred earth that we're all walking on, even if it's under the concrete, it's still sacred earth. And the second flute, to honor the future, to honor the young people whose spirit, and vision, and creativity has manifested itself in this mural here. This incredibly beautiful mural that we've all come to celebrate today. Helen asked me Helen asked me if I would speak today about the issue of Native American sovereignty because it's something that's concerned me very deeply for well over 20 years. And I know that there are many, many other people here today who've also been concerned about this issue for a long time. And now in this year of 1992, this so-called quinticentennial year, I think those of us who have this concern on the issue of Native American sovereignty feel that it's time to really see some change, not just words, but real change in the situation of Native people on this continent. We have a lot of double standards in this country and in the world as concerns Native American people. And so I ask these questions for us to think about. How is it that while Asian peoples and African peoples have gradually been regaining their rights to self-governance in their own lands of Africa and Asia throughout this century, the native peoples of North, Central, and South America continue to be denied their most fundamental rights? How is it that many of the same people who fervently call for an end to the brutal apartheid regime in South Africa are yet able to tolerate, right in their own backyards, the imposition of a totally alien and unjust system upon the indigenous people of this land we call America, the land of the free? For whom is it free? How is it that with over 160 nations in the General Assembly of the United Nations, an assembly whose representatives are black and white, yellow and brown, there is yet not one representative of the red race in the United Nations, not even one person to speak for the many hundreds of indigenous nations of the Western Hemisphere, which forms over 1/3 of the landmass of the planet Earth. How can this be? How can we tolerate this grand inequity? Let's face it, everybody. Columbus did not discover America. He invaded it. He invaded America, as did Cortez and Pizarro and all the other explorers who followed them. And 500 years later, the invaders are still in control, totally and absolutely. I want to give you an example, a very immediate example of what I'm talking about. Helen and I were both just recently in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, for the Earth Summit. There were many, many Native American representatives gathered there, including many Native peoples of the Amazon region. These people, perhaps more than any other people who had come to Rio de Janeiro, are the keepers and the carriers of a tradition of awareness about the earth and nature that is precisely what was needed to be at the very center of the United Nations Conference on the Environment. And the indigenous people who had gathered there desperately wanted to bring their message before the world's body of nations, indeed as the true hosts of the conference that was being held on their original lands. But this was not to be. Out of 2 full weeks of deliberations among the official world leaders, the Native American delegations were given just 7 minutes to speak. The United Nations calls them non-governmental organizations, and therein lies one of the biggest double standards that we have and one of the greatest obstacles to international justice. It's time for us to open our hearts and our minds to the situation and understand that the Kayapo Nation and the Yanomami Nation and the Bororo, Shavanche, and the Ashininga are not part of Brazil. They are sovereign peoples, sovereign nations, entitled to the basic rights as are all nations to control their own political, economic, cultural, and spiritual destinies. By the same token, here in North America, we've got to reevaluate a lot, because the Lakota Nation and the Hopi Nation and the 6 nations of the Iroquois Confederacy are also indigenous nations in this country which are not part of the United States. Yet the United States government continues to illegally claim these nations as part of their own territory. This must end. The U.S. government has no rightful jurisdiction on the indigenous lands, and it is you and I who must stand arm in arm with our indigenous sisters and brothers to make that clear once and for all. 1992 must be a turning point. After 500 years of colonialism and genocide throughout this hemisphere, it is time to enter a post-colonial era. I want to clarify something before I end. I'm not just talking about a change in status for Native American people. I'm talking about a fundamental change for all of us, because we are all suffering under the same inhuman system. I can tell you that myself, in 35 years of living in this country, I've yet to feel one day that I have been represented by the policies and actions of the United States government. And I am tired of feeling unrepresented. And I think a lot of us are tired of feeling unrepresented. So what's the alternative? It's time for us all to reclaim our sovereignty. To say that we can make multicultural, autonomous, bioregional societies here in this land that represent us and live side by side with the indigenous nations as true sisters and brothers. And not just the nations of indigenous people, but the nations of the four-legged and the winged and the rooted and the swimming ones and the crawling ones. These are all nations, all with equal rights. And it's time that we unite as one family of sovereign nations on this sacred land. And so I want to conclude with the words of the great Lakota holy man, Black Elk. He said, "A sacred nation is appearing. They are appearing. May you behold." And I think here in this mural, we behold the reappearance of the sacred nation. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. All right, and now for the spiritual aspect and also for the empowerment through collaboration and through working together with Native youth. I want to introduce a very, very dear brother, Phil Lane Jr., and also John Stiffar, and also, will you introduce, okay. And I'd like to say that the work that is being done at a level that is way beyond political. It's way beyond personal. It's at a level that is deep within. And we're very honored to work with them.
Midako yapi, lumi chante wa shkelo, wayanki e oyate kile wa kayalo. My very beloved relatives, I am very thankful to our beloved Creator that we've come together here in the spirit of unity to begin the process of transforming ourselves and our communities. I believe today will be remembered as a very historic day because the transformation, the change we're all seeking must begin from within. And this is from within the place it needs to begin. And I call upon my brothers and sisters to join with the Earth Ambassadors, to join with Earth Crew, to join with the people. We're going to bring with us in August 14 of your young warriors from this area to Aspen, Colorado. And in Aspen, we're going to join together with our relatives, the Japanese drummers, and relatives from New York City, from Texas, from tribes across North America. And in those mountains, we're going to forge a unity. We're going to fulfill the prophecies of the people. And those prophecies say nothing less than at this time in history, the young people are going to come together with wise elders, and they're going to do something that the whole world will take up and be changed. So in this thought, I'm going to share this one song in honor of this work that's been done here, and to reach out to my relatives. Mi corazón está lleno de amor por este día, porque la futura, este día va a recordar como una día histórica. Por eso vamos a unir, porque estamos, son el mismo sangre, el mismo corazón, el mismo espíritu. Somos miembros de la misma familia, la familia de la humanidad. Por eso quiero dar esta canción sagrada de una mujer muy sagrada en honor de los tribus de América del Sur, América Central y aquí en América del Norte. Esta palabra dice llamar el poder del universo aquí, en las cuatro direcciones, para cambiar nuestros corazones. Now I'd like to introduce you to your really strong spiritual brother, who some of you may know from his work in the movies. But most important, I know about him is his complete commitment to the transformation of this planet and a heart that's strong. So I call upon our good warriors here, both male and female, to give a good welcome to a good brother, a Delaware Indian, who is also united with other parts of the human family in his being. So I'd like you to help me welcome our good brother Gary Busey.
It is an honor to be here, to be in this spirit of community gathering, heart to heart. It begins with self-respect. When we can start respecting ourselves, then we can give that respect and love to others. And to see communities, cultures, and races start coming together from all over the world, that's the first step in healing ourselves with each other and taking this confusion, this fear, and this anger that starts with the government. It starts with the injuries of the earth. The environment is the most precious thing we have going besides ourselves. So when we can learn to love each other, when we can learn to love ourselves first, then we can reach out and extend our hearts to others. And that's what I'm here for. That's one of the reasons I'm here. I was killed 3 years ago in a motorcycle wreck. I went to the other side where the light is. When I came back, I was told it was my choice. I could stay over there and leave this planet and go to the fifth dimension, or I could come back. It was my choice. I came back and I started over. It's taken me 10 lifetimes to get to the point of spiritual commitment and the consideration of all others that exist in front of me. And given the profile I've gained by being a motion picture actor, that's probably the reason I started this funny, stupid, crazy, lovely show business. And listen to this. This is something I learned from being over there. The great tragedy in life is not death. It's what dies inside of you while you're living. And what's living inside of you is yourself and your heart and your own experience of self-acceptance and self-love. When you gather that in you, in the base part of your core, you can extend that to others, and you can love others. Expect their limitations to be there because of what they've gone through in their life, and extend your value of them to them. And it's like the golden rule. I transformed the golden rule when I came back. You know, the golden rule says, do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Well, think of this. Do unto you as you would do unto others. Treat yourself with that respect and kindness that the Great Spirit, the Lord above, the great higher forces above, gave you to learn by bringing you on this planet. And each one of you here has the power of 10,000. And the reason you're here is to gather in this little bit of information. This will be seeds planted in your head and in your heart. And you can take that to bed with you. You can say a prayer around it. You can meditate. You can treat people you don't know with the kindness you want to be treated with. But first, learn to treat yourself with that kindness. Respect life, and respect others, and respect yourself. And I'm very happy to be here with you, and I'm going to stay with you, and I'm going to stay with the whole earth this way, because that's one of my eagle feathers. And I'm here to honor that. Thank you very much for being here, all of you. Thank you, thank you. I love you all.
Hello, my name is John Stiffarm. I'm representative of the Earth Ambassador Project. The Earth Ambassador Project is an environment program for youth, and I want to explain some of the principles and beliefs of the project. Our belief is, as youth, what we wanted to do was to end the environmental destruction and the crisis this world is in today. We wanted to get the root cause of the destruction and of the crisis. And what we found as a collective, as a group, what we found is that Mother Earth isn't sick, we are. We're the ones that are sick with the pollution inside of us. And that's the hardest thing to accept. And it's the hardest thing to have, really go deep inside and gather together the will and the strength to change yourself and to grow. And to begin healing yourself, helping yourself. I see all these signs up here with the on the bus stop, these little chairs. It says protect the environment, help the environment. And I say no, help yourself. Because development comes from within. It comes from right here. You gotta want to make that change. And this is how you're going to heal the environment, by first healing yourself. This is the belief of the Earth Ambassador Project. I invite any of the younger people here to take part in this project. There's going to be a training in Aspen, Colorado, to really train us to really let the potentials that we have as leaders out. People say that we're the leaders of the future. I say we're the leaders of the present. We have to take the initiative right now, which means taking care of yourself, which means taking that initiative to begin that healing process in yourself. So right now I would like to share a song. I would like to share a song for my people, the Native American people, the North American Native people. It is a teaching to honor each other. The honor of one is the honor of all. The hurt of one is the hurt of all. There's that community there. And so I'd like to honor the Earth Crew and Helen and all these people involved here with this mural. Honor them with the song. This song belongs to my grandfather. It's an old-time honor song. I'm going to share this right now.
I want to introduce our wonderful brothers from the Upper Coastline, the Chumash. Even though they've been declared officially extinct since 1952, they decided to come dance anyway.
Sometimes we're in the land of the giants and don't know it. When you come up here, all the different nations come in different sizes and different colors, as we all know. I'm a neighbor to the indigenous peoples from this land. Our group here, we represent Chumash culture. We are the neighbors of the Kegralano, sometimes known as Tongva, sometimes known as Batavian or Ilikli. Goes back, predates Christianity. That's how old we are. I'm glad to see that there's a big continuation and a recognition of the mystical life. And the cultures that have practiced the ancient ways know that the mystical life exists. And it exists on many levels and in many peoples and in many nations. My name is Joyce Sloan. I'm a Chumash dolphin dancer, blackbird dancer, swordfish dancer, crane dancer, sometimes the dog dancer. We have many different areas of awareness that we explore, just like the artists that do the murals here. Our live art has to do with the emotions that have to do with stillness, emotions that have to do with time, emotions that have to do with form and formlessness. People start to recognize nowadays that the dolphin seems to have more intelligence than the human beings. Now, the scientists say, if you all recall, that they're masterminds, the scientists we're talking about now, the geniuses. Most of the geniuses in the scientific world want us to model themselves, model ourselves after them, because they have a whole lot of paperwork behind them. But their practice, they're all cerebral, they're stuck in their head. There's a balance. This balance is what we do. I could carry on for a long time, but I was told I only have a few minutes. So I come from an area, my group here comes from an area way back near Santa Barbara, behind Santa Barbara, to the hills going towards Vegas. It's an area that we call Shumashland. Shumashland. It's a beautiful place. We made this place into a beautiful place. And you're doing it from a very deep part of you. I know part of you went through people who've gone through part of the fire together to understand that there are fire peoples around. But there are ways to acquaint yourself with the mysteries. Before I go on too much longer, as I was trying to say earlier, we'd like to do a song. It's a welcome song. It's the Shumash welcome song. And I've got with me here Anatka from Kuyama, Shumash, my wife Patricia, my son Chicho, and my assistant Anwar Walanchi, a Litavian Shoshone descendant. That's out of this area, right here, right out of that ground, right over there. Okay, we're going to do the Shumash welcome song for you. I hope you understand it. We're welcoming your spirits here and what they've done. We're in a time all our own. You artists know we're on your own time now. This is what we are. We're on our time. And here's our song. These sticks, these sticks. say we seem to your spirit. A lot of people think they're very present where they're at. Artists, dancers, a lot of weird people think they know where they're at. But sometimes your spirit's kind of floating around a bit, getting in contact, making you feel like you're really in touch, and you are, but you're mostly over here or mostly over there, and your body's right there. That's something that maybe somebody should tell you about, and it's called spirituality, and having knowledge of where you're at. And I want to say hi to Black Mountain, I want to say hi to Ben. Witness, Wolf, Helen, commonly known as Mural, who's been with the fire also. We're ship's dancers again, and singers, and this is part of our culture. We are ambassadors also. We are ambassadors of our culture, the Shumish culture. And thank you for having us here. And we're gonna As a three-speeder, we call it, in our senses of awareness, it takes at least 3 speeds to get going and to leave. The first speed is to get in there, and then you work yourself up and you think you're really impressed upon it, and your spirits come in and you say, okay, now you begin. And then you begin, and then your spirits begin to test. And you wind up all sweaty and tired and you realize, wow, I did it. And then you have to do it again to leave. So this is what we'll do. That's our language. First of all, they're naked. And then you earn color. And then you earn feathers with them. Mine are still naked. But I know that I've earned color and feathers already. I just haven't done it. So the dolphin dance is called Alukoy in one of our dialects, or Poho way. So I'm going to do it, and I'll do it down in here. Got it. Yeah. So here we go with the dolphin dance. I hope you're aware of the power that the dolphin has to communicate.
I'd like to introduce our future Earth Ambassador.
Buenos días a todos. Me llamo Iztapalo Chumacero Rojas. Iztapalo Chumacero Rojas, and I'm from San Bautista, a small town up north, a small mission town. And I'm here today to participate in all the events happening, to learn, and also to read a poem. To read a poem that I'd like to share with all of you, because this is for all of you. I wrote it in Spanish and English. Children of hope. Children of hope. You come from barrios, ghettos, small farming towns, and big cities. We live with abuse, divorce, alcoholism, poverty, and depression. We have survived the challenge of life, and now we must survive the challenge of knowledge. Children of hope. Our struggles have given us experience and a passion for life. We will endure, and soon we will become that which was thought we would never be. Gracias a la vida. Vinimos de barrios, de campos y de las ciudades grandes. Hemos vivido con el abuso, el divorcio, el alcoholismo y la pobreza de la sociedad. Hemos sobrevivido las pruebas de la vida y ahora tendremos que sobrevivir las experiencias de la sabiduría. Gracias a la vida. Thank you.
500 years ago. This is the year that the four colors, las cuatro razas, red, yellow, black, white, would come together to save our Mother Earth. It is no accident that this is the year that we have one of the most important environmental meetings, the Earth Summit in Rio de Janeiro, where Earth Crew was represented, and Earth Ambassadors and so many others were there. It's no accident that it happened in this continent, because this is the continent that's going to take on the struggle to save our Mother Earth. The red peoples were put on this earth to take care of the earth and everything in it. And it is time for us to unite as one people, because as runners we need footprints. Footprints do not have any color. We are all one people, all natives, all children of one mother, our Mother Earth. And what I wanted to do,
inspire the runners through this mural visually.
It's about a prophecy that, after a long winter of sadness and confusion and many people's doing many things, they finally came together in a springtime of happiness, of working together. And that's what today represents. I'll tell you a few of the other things. We have the Olmec with the sign of the zero in his eye. That is a symbol that the Olmecs discovered the use of the zero. And without that, the scientists nowadays couldn't even go as far as they want. Many, many years ago, people thought the world was flat. And they knew not only that it wasn't flat, but they knew the exact distance between here and Jupiter. The Mayans were astronomers. The Mayans knew the exact degrees of the Earth. They knew the exact measurements. They knew the exact measurements of the planets. They also knew where the center of the galaxies and the center of the universe were. And they didn't have any of the instruments that we have. As a matter of fact, just 4 years ago, the scientists discovered something that I had known about for 20 years because the Mayans told me about it. Another galactic system or something like that. And they already had a name for it and everything. So, there's a lot. The one on the right represents Palenque, or what they call Nachan. It was the University of the Red City. Back in those days, you may not believe this, but many Hopi youths were sent down to South America to go to university. That's where they learned higher sciences of astronomy and medicine. And many operations were done. For example, they had surgical operations for certain types of brain tumors and stuff like that were performed with basic obsidian knives. We also have on the far left, well, in the middle we have the turtle. This is Turtle Island in the ancient tradition, and above that the dolphin. We're honoring our Chumash brothers and the Chumash dancers. We also have in the upper left, we have the Alaskan. The Alaskan peoples were very famous for their art, also their symbolic art. We also have on the right the terracing of the Incas. The Incas used to have uphill irrigation way before they even had, these are way up in mountains that are so high that people can't even get to. Way before electricity and other propellants like gasoline, they had uphill irrigation. We have the Aztec dancers that they symbolize the warrior and the strength. And there's a lot of misunderstandings about the Aztecs because people talk about sacrifices and all that, and yet, you know, we think nothing of sacrificing 100,000 young people to war every 20 years. So, you know, let's not talk about sacrifices. I think the true sacrifice we all have to make is to really do better. We should all sacrifice every single day to do better in every way. And also in the lower part we have some very strange plants from South America. Nuke just came back from Rio. He represented the hip-hop movement down there and got a big wall that's about 15 by 20 that is donated to the Museum of Modern Art there. They have graffiti now down there, which I would also like to thank Chaz and Blades, because without them, their presence, we wouldn't have even be doing this, and Alan Nakagawa, because they really pull us together even though we were off doing other things. Chaz has now, at this moment, the Smithsonian has two paintings, two artworks done by graffiti artist, Chaz Bohorquez, who was a veterano, and we want to thank him for being with the guys. He's a veterano with a heart that came back and taught the guys and is guiding them along. Yay, Chaz! Anyway, a couple more images on the wall is White Buffalo Catwoman. She brought the teaching of the sacred pipe, where many men and women and children can come together without egos, without pretensions, without, you know, being somebody that they're not, and put their prayers in the pipe and receive the blessings from all the directions, and then send their prayers up to Great Spirit. So her teaching was a very strong one of people's, you know, coming together in a sacred way, and I think that that's what we're doing right now. And everybody in their different way. The rap artists have their own music. I think hip-hop is the most strong culture that we have going nowadays, and it's a blessed culture. I think it's got music, it's got graffiti, it's got breakdancing, and you're going to see the place rock in a few minutes. So I want to know, is everybody ready? All right, I want to introduce Aslan Underground. No? Hold on.
Peace. How's everybody doing today? I'm AJ and I'm down with OMCs in the house. And I just want to try and flip some style or something, you know. Try and come up with some creative lyrics I'm trying to get out. I'm from the hip hop clan. I'm AJ, also known as the capital AK on the MIC. Can I get some volume on that track? Yeah. Pump it up for me. Here we go. Whoa, horsey, horsey, whoa. Let me out of the States Coast so I can take a stroll into the crevices of my mind. Keep my mouth shut, make sure my rhymes are done, but I always look behind. Well, the millions that used to be my friends, they came against me in a battle of peace and death, and they want revenge. But I always walked in peace, got more spark, got more bucks than a beast. They're in that beast, and in order for you to compete, you'd have to cheat. And I preside over the lyrical world like a sport, and by the laws of the land. Biting and step, you should get death, but I'd rather cut off your hands. And you'll never be able to hold the mic, you're killing your life. And I'll take flight, arriving deep in your ass shortly after midnight. So I'll arrange the verbal context with all context, selection out of all blacks and who's to blame. If the sisters are on this to blame, but I don't get high cause I'm sore. I got more skills than 30 naked whores. My thoughts make your thoughts rich in peace. Is this the joke where it feels like chewing gum with no teeth? Bubblegum, troublesome, MC, please, why don't you just give up? You're going to hip hop freeway like an overturned truck, and thus I'm stuck. Peace. Just a little cooler. Minority of this production known from mankind zone is picking up the paper, so I'm picking up the phone. Ripping and kicking out, talking about jobs. Coming up the city, you're like, you're looking fine. Our Father, the earth and the sun, listen up. Warrior schools in session, so pay attention and learn your lesson of self-determination, decolonization, and liberation.
place of the 17th, the place of the crane, and it's somewhere in the southwest, which is stolen Mexico, occupied Mexico, because the land you're standing upon is indigenous land, and then it's stolen Mexico. This is our flag who shipped here. No man on rock can get this power. In the true sense of the word, now it's time that my people be heard. Some feel this oppression no longer exists. When some of they miss, the women seem free. Only for some, playing the world ass to get where you come from. Oh God, let the past this story in question. The bad old glory that lies, stands up and denies. You get everybody high. The problem in the horse, on our left with the system. Hold the ground down, listen to the God that hears how it's down, we got a fire. Burning inside, fought by Jack, us you got a rise. Under us, government, I believe right. And it's from the land, yet denied right. When the brothers with the north, government the big shit, in the top of barrel, the top of preservation, got a movement. That's gotta keep rolling, this is what we teach, the knowledge was no one gonna freeze this, situation. Resurrect the offline, wasted blood. That's why we spend this illegal. Get us push the thieves and behind us. Not just the white, but you find us. Get find us. Lock us, hit big blood minutes. Cause right now we don't get who's the who's hand. Go through this check, and misuse that power. Hour by hour, get on up for some no power. Get on up for climb liberation. Big problems of bigger jurisdictions. We're gonna overthrow the colonization. We're gonna overthrow the colonization. We're gonna overthrow the colonization. We're gonna overthrow the colonization.
Chicana, hermano, hermana, listen to the earth, listen to the sun, listen to the rhythm of our warriors' drum, listen to the underground, flow like a river, listen to the scroll that we deliver, with the risen flag and the bulldog's bark, commence our journey out of the dark. Once again, Mateo will lead the way to a better and brighter day. But first, a revolution must come, a revolution to liberate Aslan. But in battle, a warrior's refuge is his soul. This is why our soul we must know. Our enemy travels one direction physically. A warrior must travel more metaphysically. Mother Earth, the four directions. The white man came and split her in sections. And this we must undo. That's why we burn
It's been 500 años, gente. 500 years since the savage murderers came and began to build our guerra, gente. 500 years of our mother's rape and confusion. Confusion as to who we are, gente. Where we came from and where we need to go. And now these invader people want to celebrate this, you know what, start again. Fuck that! Damn, it's all been planned. And we celebrate this bullshit, man. 500 years of a bullshit scam. Perpetrated by Uncle Sam. Who shot? Be aware of the first eye. The Christopher Columbus was the good guy. Now the truth rains down like bullets from the sky. As the storm rages on, we begin to unveil the truth of the Christopher Columbus fairy tale. We say, fuck that! Fuck that! And we say it's strong. Cause on the calendar, October 12th does not belong. We say, fuck that! Fuck that! We say it's strong. Cause on the calendar, October 12th does not belong. Destruction and lies from the heart. Don't take part in this false celebration, cause they represent complex fiction of our people, our culture and our civilization. Cause we're doing right, man, to get the disease. The people wanna celebrate, but no one sees there's no difference. We're better than Jews, and if the Holocaust was celebrated, we're gonna refuse. We say, fuck that! Fuck that!
Hey Christopher Columbus really discovered America?
In 1492, Chris sailed the ocean blue. Was a story that was told to you. I guess it's true, he discovered America too. Fuck yeah! Black is white and old is new. How could he find it if it wasn't lost? Determined to take it at any cost. 500 years, my son. 500 years, we live by the gun. 500 years, my son, we have come. 500 years, it shall be done. Crazy mamas on the wheelchair. No history. Fuck the bullshit about the man. Call Christopher Columbus. It's all among us to still live among us. The people, we're not to leave. We fight genocide. And if we did too, now in my life, we think this was right. You and me, it won't be true. It's on the red flag, but I can't, you know, cause I am red and my people. I'm far from being dead. From the left, I can't walk up, cause it's gonna be the locker. We used to be rich, now life is the bitch. That's going around, listen that's flicking your tears. Red is brown, and brown is red. We're the power, so we can't get ahead. Now this is what Columbus has brought to me. And when the mind profits, that being free now. October 12th, 1992 means 500 years of enslaving you. You see, since the coming of the European in our own land, we're not free. And you want us to celebrate Columbus Day, when it works at the head of the red ass. When we say fuck that we say it's strong. It's on the calendar, October 12th, now but now we say fuck that. We say it's strong. It's on the calendar, October 12th, not but down. Not but down. With the prophets and the prophets are coming. And I will celebrate lost before the cross. We in the palace with the earth. Something we better go. I know what we say, fuck that. And we say it's strong. It's on the calendar, October 12th, now but now we say fuck that. Fuck that, we say it's strong. It's on the calendar, October 12th, now belong. Does not belong, does not belong. Does not belong, does not belong. Does not belong, does not belong. We say fuck that, we say it's strong. It's on the calendar, October 12th, now belong. We say fuck that, we say it's strong. It's on the calendar, October 12th, now belong. We say fuck that. Now check this out. One of the reasons we exist as a group is because of the fact that this society and this world it seems to be only black and white. There are no red people, there are no brown people in the white man's perspective or in their society. For us Chicanos, we don't exist when this used to be our fucking land. California is fucking Mexico, occupied Mexico. Yet we get no respect. And in a way that they try to make us blind to who we are, the fact that we're indigenous, that we didn't cross the borders crossed us, is that they call us a fucking Hispanic. Well, Hispanic means that we are from Spain. The fact that Chicanos have brown skin means that you are indigenous to this land and you've been here longer than mean any mother, you know what? So, when they call us wetbacks, who in fact is a wetback? The motherfucking river comes over an ocean, that river in our own land. So check this out. This song's called I Am Not Hispanic, I Am a Chicano, because it needs something to be called a Chicano. Check it. Sangre mexicano, tengo mi raza, eso es mi amor. Tengo mi piel, café, el color. Some people do end up, some people don't, and some people will end up. Some people won't comprehend, you know, about that term Hispanic, no Saudita, and it makes us so frantic. Chicano, 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 power! Chicano, Chicano, Chicano! Chicano, Chicano, power. Say Chicano, power. Chicano, power. Chicano, power. Chicano, power. Check this out. This last song is called Decolonize. Because it is colonization from the European invaders who have convinced and beating our people from the top of Canada to the tip of South America to recognize the fact that we are all brothers and sisters. And that we belong here, and that the fact that the coming of the white man, we've been on the bottom, and we're still on the motherfucking bottom, and they don't do shit about it, so we have to resist and organize as indigenous people, and say fuck that, and fuck you to the gringo. So this is called Decolonize. Check it. Let everything struggle for the decolonized Chicano. It's for self-determination, decolonization, and liberation.
We didn't cross the borders crossed us. And yes, that immigration makes the big fuss.
Yeah, up off the door. The late things we can't hear to go. Someone rise up the master.
Let's take out the master.
Ain't you to the edge with the head there. For self-feeding, we want to take this there. Self-feeding, self-determination. With a thousand colonization. We begin with the door going down there. Still the same, the extra diplomacy. Yes, we're looking up to what you think you're going to do.
Which other man got the one that comes to the way?
Now, your old man owns their exploitation. This is the thing of the Chicano.
Under the pressure of the gringo's way.
We gotta be right and it's very susceptible. All the Chicano and highly unacceptable. Then we'll take it back together. We must stay.
Find true service in American pain.
And we'll call weapons like we never been here. Something in dozens of years. This is not the thing that we hate all the freedoms and the sickest. Time of we call illegal. When in reality it's quite a different story. Perpetuated myths to justify our glory.
We ain't got the borders crossed us. And if the immigration makes a big fuss,
it's staring at the tree. And just because it's gospel, no validity. Lost by the section of Protestant.
the plain of mind to keep the pushing constant.
We must realize our connection to land. Tell the Hopi and the Mexican can really understand that invaders divided indigenous people and English or Spanish and deaf is all people.
Unable to recognize each other.
But you gotta to look on the all sisters and brothers.
All indigenous people from the earth mother. This is what we mean we say. We ain't cross the borders crossed us. And if the Europeans make the big fuss,
this is the state of the weekend at a day.
Under the pressure of the white man, but we say this is the state of the Chicano today. Under the pressure of the gringos, but we say this is the state of the Chicano today. Under the pressure of the gringos' way.
I'd like to thank Earthquake and the Deacon Sonata to be a part of this beautiful mural that they did in the spirit of the earth and the spirit of indigenous people. Because it's 500 years since the white man came. This year marks 500 years, and yet these people are celebrating our demise, celebrating our rape, celebrating our brainwashing, celebrating the fact that we are not who we are. I'm not speaking to you in my language. You know, when I speak Spanish, I'm not speaking to you in my language. Anyway, so in the spirit of resistance, right there with a big old Chicano! Chicano! sir.
¡Viva!
The red, white, the blue.
You're supposed to get off now.
All right, big clap for this is wonderful. Woo! What they've done is they brought spirit into their music and into their life, so that's great. So I'd like to introduce our brothers from the south, the Shipetotec, the New Spring, and they're going to do Aztec dance. And I want you to know that Aztec dancers are warriors, they're disciplined. Hey, Lázaro, you need a mic? What happened? Oh.
Nada. Muy buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. Me llamo grupo Shipetotec. Estas son danzas aztecas que nosotros observamos por muchos cientos de años. Estamos muy a gusto de estar aquí en esta bendición de este momento cultural y pieza de arte de nuestras tradiciones y nuestra cultura. Como decimos en la danza de lesión, vamos a presentar nuestra entrada que por costumbre pedir permiso a los 4 puntos cardinales y a los 4 elementos que nos dan vida. Es el permiso de nuestra danza azteca. Muchas gracias.
Thank you. I also want everybody to go and buy some things from Peace and Dignity so we can sponsor the dancers, the runners.
Very nice. Ready for it?
A chemical here, a chemical there. Bam equals another cancer cluster. Damn. There's an alpha that almighty dollar. When they can't sell you a kung fu version, the price could be a potato. Wake up. The next message I bring from the valley floor of the San Rocky. And what you didn't know has you saying, oh my gosh, and I can tell you, boy, it won't lie. Sorry for the little mistake in the beginning of the song. Check this out. Yo, good food in the good earth, that makes me laugh. That's like Mother Nature taking a toxic bath. And with a screwed up system that angles to put these products on your dinner table. Farm workers, conditions, critics do. Know why the growers get permission, it's political. What's in this? Well, they're working, they're living. They spray this stuff on pregnant women. And a catastrophic child can only ask why. They're killing me in the process of a lead fly. And then they spray it on the urban area. A need, a call, a cause for mass hysteria. Sickening, the war, you can't be played. Imagine at the dinner table saying, honey, pass the rain. Now you know my aim. And my plot, and I'll tell you again, people, it won't lie. Yo, man, we gotta do something about what's going on up there. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stop. We gotta start boycotting and shit like that. We gotta start doing like we were doing back in the day to get like ourselves strong again. For all people. Been enough apathy, you know, we slipped far enough. Yo, terrifying, maledicent. They don't hear the young voices crying. Whatever it would be, as long as it's a good fuck. I heard stories of workers who like a 2 hours drop dead. Trying to make a living, being given the least they could possibly given. Farm workers, condition, critical. Know why the girls get permission is political. Poisonous, where they're making their living. Yo, this better stuff on pregnant women. And catastrophic children only ask why. They're killing me in the process of a lead fly. And then they spray it on the urban area. A need, a call, a cause for mass hysteria. Sickening, or more, this can't be played. Imagine at the dinner table saying, honey, pass the rain. Now you know my aim and my plot. Now I'll tell you again, boy. Yo, it won't wash. That's right, it won't wash. If you don't do something about it, it's gonna start affecting you too, you know? It's bringing these presents on our people. That's our people up there that's killing, you know? All the people working in the fields right now, that's modern day slavery. They ain't paying us shit. They ain't paying us nothing, and they're poisonous at the same time. But you know what? Coming up. That's all I gotta say. This cool and peace.
Oh, it'll go down. Yeah, it'll go down there. And it'll go down. It'll go any way you want.
God, I'm coming up in our building this last messenger. And we gonna kick it like this. Again, it's swing, the devastate, mark the band, the DMC, the power of love flows to me. Owlets, love, drops the bomb, went off the time. BPMG's coming through, but this ain't Vietnam. This is a Muslim revolution and execution. It's no illusion, hobby, moving, and bruising. The enemy trying to be afraid when it's because of his bust that my brother can't be kidding me. Seeing his back, when the attack was subtract, they labeled us black. Homie, checking this morning at the ends of juice, music supremacy hitting now. I'm about to go buck wild because I'm a long child. Swinging the dope, I'll let you know just how I feel. I break your some real, and make it just wanna kill. Make the butt over time, when using the dropping bombs. I'm swinging out this line for promise and overtime. Who don't know what time it is, calling themselves God. The earth never born, there we go, put it on. Wake up and smell a damn coffee. You're running around, sleeping around and help the wicked people down. Give me the whip on a mother's tip before you slip. Cause you'll be facing a loss, man, damn my trip. I should've jumped on the right path, but now it's too late. You made the great mistake and now you're ready to fake. But you can't fake with the beta. You know you call your brother law. That's why your crew ain't gonna let you fall. But now it's time for the rhyme holder, the mother soldier, brother who don't care about saying I told you. You should've stayed just the heck back. You would've had this subtrack. Such a stuff was whack. So what good? Yeah, Fortune Motion is in the house. Back in '86, we did a cut called Killer Day. I know
everybody heard it. You know what I'm saying? But this is 1992. And it's like this. It's time for the brother, straight to South Central on the Muslim tip to tell you why Malcolm died when he came from Mecca, the holy city where we practice real Islam. I was once thought I liked Muhammad from Mecca. Why? Because he was protected so well, or he was amazing. In real Islam, he wouldn't tell. But then came a brother known as Imam Muhammad, who gave the nation to the world community of Islam. In 1975, he was live in Newport. Muhammad wasn't the last messenger of Allah, but Farrakhan didn't want to mission. Fucking up the nation, now the brothers in a true situation. But another God put Allah, a brother known as Shakur, they say was the bringer of the white race. What a disgrace, interface, trouble on, they put it in this place to make a partner of the bringer of the human race. But I can't hang, I must keep it true, whether it costs in life, from a gun or a damn knife. But it don't matter, cause Allah got my back, and he's the best to have your back when he's cool of that. And inshallah, what you do is do this to a flat out Islam, and drop the bomb, it takes a lot to live my life as a cut, because I fear Allah, and that's why I fear Him's going far. What a devious sensation, how Islam drops the bomb, so welcome to the village. Yeah, it's like that, y'all. Yeah, it's like that, y'all. Allahu Akbar. Yeah, portion most of the house. 1992, but we ain't through, you know what I'm saying? We coming back. Ain't gonna never be whack. It's like this. Yeah. Everybody having a good time today? If you have a good time, say hell yeah! Y'all must be bored deaf. We gon' kick it like this. Rhyme coming at you straight from the South Central hip-hop with poetry, emotions on the map. Quick that you walk in your dope. You can't even cope. You better run before I eat you like a cantaloupe. Cause I've been tripping off of suckers that be kissing, thinking they can hang when they know they stuff be missing. The dopeness, the hobby that off like a damn prime gladiator. And I'll be coming straighter cause I'm greater than any silly sucker thinking he can hang with Muslim revolutioner, devil executioner, and a black race uniter, black power fighter, coming with my first big bread.
Good to see so many Indian people here today. We don't recognize any borders up there by Canada or down there by Mexico. All you Chicano people and Mexican people, you have Indian people as your ancestors. It's good to see you here. We're talking a lot about a lot of different things here, about each other and about this Mother Earth. Our elders, they tell us something sort of similar to what Gary said earlier. We don't have to be afraid of death. Death is all right, the spirit world, it's okay. It's unnecessary suffering that we're concerned about. And unnecessary suffering is produced from an unnatural world. We're told to live a good life, we have to follow the original instructions. For Indian people, the original instructions are our ceremonies. They came from spirit. And each of these ceremonies were blueprints, how to live a good life, how to be a happy two-legged. Well, we hear a lot of things about this New World Order. Okay? Well, we're trying to come back to what we call a natural world order. Something that is connected to this earth. Something that comes up from the ground. All of the ceremonies, they stem from nature. Nature provides us with the original instructions. If we're going to make things any better, they are right now. Our elders tell us we're going to have to go back and follow the original instructions. That is, participate with nature, pay attention to nature. Underneath this concrete, this pavement, is earth. Out there away from the city is nature. It's important for any of us to spend time in nature. That's where our ceremonies will take place. We've been very fortunate to be involved with Helen and the Earth Mural. We want to ask Greater for a special blessing on them. They have invited us to allow them to be involved in traditional Native American ceremonies. And that's what we do at the Chorro Grande Native American Spiritual Encampment in the Los Padres National Forest. We make traditional ceremonies available to all four races of people. If anyone is interested in more information on that, either see myself or see Helen. Please remember the sky, please remember our Mother, the Earth, Muhammad Tafarasi, Bichimanitoro the Police.
Giants. They got a real fresh message to say, and they're going to be up next. Just want to say peace and respect out to all the people who came from so far away to speak here. For the Earth Crew, they painted a beautiful mural.